Hey guys, RPM here. I want to talk to you all regarding my Bitcoin ASIC miners that I've noticed that I've been earning more Satoshis or yielding more Bitcoin on my two Bitmain ASIC miners. I have an S19J Pro 104 terahash model and an S19 XP 140 terahash model. I don't have these firmware modded or anything, but I am looking to do something like that in the future. And just to let you all know, I'm not a Bitcoin ASIC miner aficionado, savant, or anything. I'm not very well versed in the ASIC miner realm in terms of, firmware modding or anything like that. But I'm hoping to dive into that a little bit more here pretty soon with you all. Anyways, I just wanted to quickly show you guys my earnings here and also talk about the reasons why I have been earning more Satoshis. And that has been due to the Bitcoin difficulty drop, which we'll talk about in a second here. But let's just show you here. Okay, so on December 5th, this is where I've been earning 90,000 Satoshis. Okay, but the day before that, December 4th, was 84,000 Satoshis. Okay, day before that, 83,000, 83,000, 85,000, 83,000. So this is on antpool.com. I am not sponsored by these guys or anything. I was just deciding to mine on this pool. But now if we go to December 5th, I was getting 90,000 Satoshis. On the 6th, I was getting 89, 89, 87, and 89,000. So that's pretty nice, right? To get more Bitcoin. I think that's pretty awesome. For any of you guys that have the Bitcoin SHA-256 ASIC miners, have probably seen that as well. But just to go through as to why we are earning more is the Bitcoin difficulty adjustment, which happened on December 5th or 6th here, and it dropped about 7.32%, which is awesome, right? But the biggest thing as to why that has happened is the Bitcoin hash rate has probably dropped, and so Bitcoin is hard-coded to adjust the difficulty because it has to hit that 10-minute block time. So on, let's say, December 5th, around here, right, the network hash rate for Bitcoin was hovering around 250, 260 to 240 exahash around this time, and every 2016 blocks, the Bitcoin difficulty has to adjust, which the target time, right, the block time for that is 10 minutes, which the next Bitcoin difficulty adjustment will be in about, 5 or 6 days as you guys watch this video. So I just want to read here real quick, what is the Bitcoin difficulty? So Bitcoin mining difficulty determines how difficult it will be to mine the next block, and this is why it is referred to as the difficulty of Bitcoin mining. Bitcoin difficulty is a measure of how many hashes must be generated to find a valid solution to solve the next Bitcoin block and earn the mining reward. As you can see in the Bitcoin difficulty chart above, the Bitcoin difficulty makes adjustments often. Furthermore, the mining difficulty also keeps the block generation in line with the set block time, or the amount of time that it should statistically pass between each block. As more hashing power is added to the Bitcoin mining network, the difficulty must increase to ensure blocks are not being generated too quickly. In order for the blocks to be generated consistently, the difficulty must be increased or decreased. This is called a difficulty retarget. On a difficulty retarget block, which is every block or every number of blocks, the difficulty is increased if the previous blocks were generated faster than the specified block time, and decreased if the previous blocks were generated slower than the specific block time. All that said, given the constant hash rate, when the Bitcoin mining difficulty increases, you earn less mining rewards due to the overall increase in the total Bitcoin network hash rate. Given the frequent changes in Bitcoin difficulty adjustments up and down, use our Bitcoin mining calculator to calculate the Bitcoin mining profits, which I believe a lot of you probably use, or a lot of people use, the asicminervalue.com to see the profitability of your, not only other ASICs, but Bitcoin SHA-256 ASICs. And we're going to come back to this, look at the profitability of the ones I have currently. But I just want to talk quickly about the Bitcoin network hash rate. So since it's been, I would say it's been fluctuating quite a bit here, but since the network hash rate drop, I'm going to say that's also due to potentially a lot of the insolvent mining farms that are going bankrupt and stuff. So I'm just going to read a quick thing here. So the market collapse has led to many companies defaulting on their loans. Iris Energy Ltd said it expects it will be unable to pay back a $108 million loan that it owes the New York Digital Investment Group, most of which is secured against mining rigs. BlockFi, which has already declared bankruptcy, owes the same lender $54 million, while Core Scientific, which is another huge mining firm, which has warned of potential bankruptcy, owes it 39 million. Oh my God. So some firms, including Stronghold Digital Mining, have returned tens of thousands of mining rigs to reduce their debts. The problem for these lenders is that these machines have seen their value decrease by as much as 85% since last November. And what they mean there is, I know like the S19s or S19 XP or any of these S19s before back last year were hovering around $10,000 to $15,000 at one point. So that makes sense as to why they're saying it's down as much as 85% because, oh man, yeah, it's just crazy. This could be the tip of the iceberg. About 75% of the computing power for the entire Bitcoin network comes from private companies that don't have to disclose their rig-backed loans. So more defaults are expected. Okay, so with that, all right, I mean, just looking at the network hash rate for Bitcoin, you know, how much further down could we go, right? How much further down could we go? And this is something that it has happened before, but there's also been a lot of people, maybe depending on where they're mining and depending on how much their electrical cost is, a lot of big industrial farms out there with what 1 to 4 cents kilowatt hour, they're still profitable. Okay, so let's actually go and calculate that real quick here. So at 12-cent kilowatt hour, nobody is profitable on SHA-256 ASIC mining. Not even the S19 XP Hydro is going to be profitable at 12 cents. Right now, it's negative 29 cents. Okay, but let's just say here, maybe at my cost per kilowatt hour. All right, let's calculate that. And let's do SHA-256. And we can see here that an S19 XP, which I have, is profitable at $3. That's pretty good. So I believe before electric, it's going to be more so maybe $9 or $10 a day because this thing would take about, what, $7 to $8 a day at 8 cents kilowatt hour. But anyways, let's just go back now down to people that have maybe, I don't know, 4 cents per kilowatt hour. Then that means the SHA-256 or S19 XP is going to be making about $5.91 a day. And then also I have the S19J Pro 104 terahash model, but let me go back to 8 cents here. And so I'm profitable only at about 65 cents after electric. So yeah, it's going to go back to how many more of these mining farms could turn off, thus bringing down the network hash rate. Thus, that means anyone who stays on with mining while the hash rate goes down will start yielding more Bitcoin, which that would be awesome. But time will tell. Okay, we're going to see how much of that could be coming down over the next couple months if more of these private companies come down, right? Can't pay their loans, defaulting on their loans and stuff. That's pretty huge. So anyways, I want to thank Crypto Miner Bros for also sending me the S19 XP and the S19J Pro 104. I just want to talk about prices here. So the Bitmain S19 XP goes for $6,300 on their website. The Hydro, oh my God, which is 198 terahash, is about $12,000. Okay, looks like there's an S19 Pro Hydro as well, but that's for $5,000. And how much hash rate is this one? Oh, 177 terahash. Oh, 5,221 watts. That is insane. I would not be able to run that. Well, that would probably, yeah, that would take up a whole 30 amp, 240 volt circuit. Yeah, definitely. But looking just at these prices, right, they've definitely come down from what it was last year in 2021. And if we scroll down here a bit more, so I have the 104 terahash model here. So you can see now, I remember last year it used to be like $10,000 to $15,000 for the S19J Pro 104 terahash model. Now it's $2,429 on Crypto Miner Bros. So that's a huge price drop. And do I think the prices of these ASIC miners could come down even more? Well, that's really going to depend, right? That's going to depend on the profitability. As I know a lot of you guys have seen, the profitability follows like the hardware pricing. So as things start getting more profitable, as people are seeing on like, you know, ASIC miner value, then all the resellers of the ASIC miners, the prices are going to go up. I mean, that's a given. And that's also tied to GPUs, right? You guys know GPUs have gone up in price last year because of crypto mining. Maybe people say scalpers, also because of the supply and demand. There was obviously a lot of factors that came about with all that in the GPU market, but within the ASIC market, it really follows on how profitable it is. And yeah, the prices of ASIC miners pretty much fluctuate as profitability goes up, right? Or down, right? As we're seeing right now. So I'm not saying it's a good time to get in, and I'm not quite sure if these prices are going to come down further. It's really going to depend, right? It's really going to depend if these private companies, you know, shut off. They said here 75% of the computing power of the entire Bitcoin network comes from private companies. I don't know. I'm curious to know how much is going to turn off, but we've seen some big dips here. 277 terahash to 236. So we shall see how much excess capital all these huge mining farms will have to stay afloat if they can continue mining or not after all their expenses. All right, my friends, that's all I wanted to talk about in this video. Let me know your thoughts and if you guys have noticed a bit more Satoshis since the difficulty drop here. I'm hopeful that if this is a continued trend, if things start going downhill for these big mining farms, then we're going to earn more Satoshis, more Bitcoin. That'd be good for us residential miners that are mining, ASIC mining, of course. I mean, we have a lot less overhead than, let's say, a huge commercial mining farm. So even if they have cheaper electric, it doesn't matter because they have a bunch of other expenses that they have to pay for as well on top of that. So maybe residential mining for their win. Who knows? All right, I'll see you on the next video. Have a good one. Peace out.